We'll call the meeting to order. The July board meeting of the Board of Commissioners of the Fargo Park District. Come to order. Our first order of business is election of officers. Do we have a nomination for president?
Madam President, I'd like to nominate Vicki Dawson to succeed you as president of the board.
Second.
We don't need a second.
Oh, okay.
I'll take it. Are there any other nominations for the position of president? All right, there being none, all in favor, voice vote. Aye.
Aye.
All right. Do we have a nomination for vice president?
I nominate Don Morgan for the position of vice president.
Don Morgan has been nominated vice president. Are there any other nominations? There being none, voice vote in favor. Aye.
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 All right. Covered that. Now we get to switch seats. Rotate.
Which name, please?
Oh, yeah. Take your nameplate.
In case you can't tell us apart. Don, I think you sit here.
It's like Brian. It's just like the junior high band concert.
Yep. Yeah. Are you saying I'm first chair? I've never been first chair in band. That means I must have practiced.
As we do the musical chairs, I just want to say thank you to Stacy for the past year of service as president of the board. Having the opportunity to do that last year, I know how much extra work it is, and she's done an outstanding job for us.
And with that perfect segue,
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
we have a plaque here. Stacy Griggs, President of the Fargo Park Board of Commissioners, July of 2020 to the July of 2021. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Nobody got hurt.
Oh.
And she's remodeling her house, so this will fit perfectly in the living room right there.
It might just rip this off and use it.
Right over the net.
Put it on the front door and make it a door knocker.
Wes would say you already have one at the house. So.
All right. So first order of business is the consent agenda. Do we have anything changing on our order of agenda?
No changes, Madam President.
Okay. So do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So much.
Do I have a second? Sorry.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Oh, I'm sorry. Dave, please pull the board.
Commissioner Griggs,
Aye.
Commissioner Morgan,
Aye.
Commissioner Deutsch,
Aye.
Commissioner Rosted,
Yes.
Commissioner Dawson.
Aye. Motion carries. Regular agenda. Recognition of audience. Does anyone in the audience, would they like to speak or be recognized? Is that a hello? Okay, hello. Okay. Number 2, Director's Report. Executive Director Leaker.
Madam President, we did submit a written director's report, and the 3 topics we have on for your review is a Yonker Farm update. We had discussions at our budget meeting that you'd like an update on that. So Carolyn put together a brief paragraph. We also have a comprehensive strategic plan update that Kevin Bowe was diligently working on, so you can see the timeline on that. And then also the Island Park Pool Public Engagement and Programming Study update. We also have included a timeline on that. And currently a part of that process, we're reviewing the proposals, and we should have a decision this week of who we'll move forward with. And once we have that decision, then we'll put together kind of a working committee with staff and community members that'll work with that consultant and gain some additional information for the scope of the pool and Island Park. So just wanted to let everybody be aware of what we're working on those 3 projects.
Sounds good. Does anybody have any questions for Dave?
I think this might fall under a director's report. It's not on there, but I saw Barry's wonderful article about what was going down at Lindenwood Park. Beats isn't here, but can we get an update on the status of where we're at with the project?
Oh, I'm not going to have all the details on that, but I believe they're ahead of schedule and they're just getting ready to begin phase 3. I think they're up to 30 days ahead of schedule, so things are going well with the limited rain we've had and should look to complete that early.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, I don't have any more
I think
detail.
they start the second half of the road Monday.
Yeah, I think
Is
they're
that so, right?
working on, I think it's basically the stretch from where you turn towards the main shelter to just past the main shelter with parking on each side. The main loop has been done and where you come back out. So I think it's just that one section in there.
So you can actually drive, if you drive in, you can drive a little bit on a very small new piece. And then you can go down the old road and then you can come up where the kayak launch is. And it's all has the bike striping and the vehicle striping and the arrows. It looks,
It'll be very nice.
it's well designed. So you can have bikes going on there and hopefully the cars stay away from the bikes or pedestrians, which is one of our dilemmas with the lower road. So yeah, I drove the kind of new path. So that was kind of neat.
Well, and an update on that, we met with Sertoma Club about, their holiday light show down there and I learned something too is, they used to go just on the main loop around and come back out, which we thought maybe with the shorter road, it might be a more limited display area, but actually they've got it worked out where you actually go out on that loop, you come back in an S curve and then come back out and actually adds additional 50% more of exhibit space. So it'll be good for them too.
Nice. Good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad that that's all continuing and there's been conversations all along for them because that's huge. It's growing every year. I swear there's more and more every year. So it's a good fundraiser for that organization.
Could I ask a question? How many other organizations are involved with Island Park? Charitable organizations, how many of them? Are Kiwanis down there too?
We do have. I'd have to double check who's all involved down there. We do have the Rotary Shelter or the Rotary Playground. That was, that was a several $100,000 project back about 10 years ago. And that's the one we just redid the surfacing this year. So they're a charitable organization and I'm guessing we have some other ones, but we could find that out for you.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see who has parts that they play down there and what the influence is.
Do you mean for the lights or for the park in general?
The park in general.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Foundation Director's Report.
Thank you, Madam Chairman, and congratulations. Nothing real significant to report on tonight. We do have a foundation board meeting on Monday, so on the 19th of July. At that meeting, we're going to continue our conversations on strategic planning, so hoping to move the foundation board along a little bit further in that process. It's probably a 2-3 month process that we're working on. From a fundraising standpoint with the sports complex, I think you're all aware, but we finally have a signed agreement for the sponsorship from Midco. And we'll be doing a more public announcement about that. But it was 2 years in the process, which is kind of, I don't know, kind of an indication of the length of time it takes, to solicit donations of that nature. And we've got a couple more contracts that we're waiting to have signed, so we'll announce those after we get them back. And a few more significant asks that we're working on. So cross your fingers, cross your toes, say your prayers. Let's hope we can do something big in the next month or so. VSS, we received notice from the state of North Dakota that we have received some additional funding. It's stimulus dollars that passed the federal government, I think in January, so in the Biden administration. And those dollars will actually last over the next year. So will be spent out between now and June 30th of next year. So that's pretty significant. Also, we have set a date for a 50th anniversary event. It's going to be on September 1st at Rowe Farm. We'll send out more information as we get closer to the date, but it's the 50th anniversary of the founding of the Valley Senior Services, which was Fargo Senior Commission on Aging at the time. And of course, that was something that was started by the Park District. So we're going to have a little event down there the afternoon of September 1st. And we're going to do a volunteer event on the same day. So roll two things into one. So you'll all be invited and I'll be telling lots of jokes. So be prepared.
Will there be double desserts?
For you, Madam Chair, triple.
Stacy wants them too.
I love dessert.
That's all I have to report.
So volunteer day, September 2nd.
September 1st.
I thought you said the following day, but they're both on the same day?
They're both on the same day.
Got it,
Yes.
got it. Then you will get double desserts because you eat at the first event and then you just go to the second event.
I'm telling you, triple.
Got it. And speaking of Valley Senior Services, how's Meals on Wheels?
You know, the program is still going great. We're always looking for volunteers, of course, to help deliver Meals on Wheels. Takes about an hour and you can go as often as you would like. Monday through Friday, right around the noon hour, 293-1440. So if anybody's interested, you know, in helping to deliver Meals on Wheels, a great experience. A good way to understand a very significant program in our community.
How's the activity at the different centers?
You know, that's a really good question. We started doing activities the 14th of June. Honestly, they're like they never stopped.
Okay,
Cards, bingo, exercise programs. I mean, it doesn't look any different than it did 15 months ago. So that's kind of refreshing.
nice.
It's nice to see the
Nice.
happy faces there.
And a lot of the same people that you would have seen before
Oh, yeah.
that just
Yep.
stepped right back into it and they're sitting at their same table and
And they're excited, you know, they're excited to be back. You know, most of the people that come there, everybody I've talked with has been vaccinated, so they get, you know, being safe and they're happy to be playing cards again.
nice. That's good. That's good to hear. Okay, anything else?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, agenda item number 4, board to consider for approval, awaiting sale of bonds for refunding improvements, bond series 2021A, Brock Leeds.
Thank you, Madam President, members of the board. As you recall, at the June 8th meeting, we passed a bond resolution that would call for the opportunity to refund the improvement bonds that were issued in 2013 for the purpose of Urban Plains Phase 1 in Eagles Point Park. The sale of those bonds happened earlier this afternoon, and we have in front of you the opportunity to now approve the resolution securing the sale of those bonds. I handed out a stapled sheet that is 3 pages, that's sources and uses of funds in front of you. So what you'll see on there, I'll just give you the highlights on page 1. The bond proceeds, the par value is $1,245,000. If you go over to page 2, that 2 and 3, that's where the real good news lies. The rate that we got on these refunding bonds, the true interest cost is 1.46%. So the successful bidder bid 1.46%. And then if you look at page 3 under the column of savings, that takes us out from our first payment, which will happen in May of 2022 until these mature in 2039, and we'll have $219,164.20 in total savings of interest by refunding these bonds. We did secure 4 bids, which is very good given the size of this issue. So nice to get those bids, and those bids range anywhere from 1.46%, which was the winning bid, to 1.66%. So very competitive rates and certainly a great opportunity for the Park District. With that, I certainly will answer any questions you may have, but Tara does have a resolution that will require your signature, Madam President, as well as the clerk. And we would recommend that you simply make a motion to approve the bond resolution as presented.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions for Brock?
So what did the 1.46, did that come in where you thought? Was it a little higher, a little lower? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, given the size of this, I think it came in maybe a little under what we thought. We've been seeing rates for larger issues in the 1.6 to 1.8% locally in the state of North Dakota. But again, those are larger issues. So for a smaller bond issue like this, you do get a little better rate on those because they're also bank qualified. So people are interested in that. So slightly better, which is good news, and we'll take all the savings that we can get on those.
Thank you.
I agree. Right? Do we have a motion?
I'll move to approve. What do we need to,
The resolution.
The
is
resolution.
presented.
Yeah, as presented.
Resolution
as presented?
Second.
Any discussion? Dave, please pull the board.
Commissioner Griggs,
Aye.
Commissioner Morgan,
Aye.
Commissioner Deutsch,
Aye.
Commissioner Rosted,
Yes.
Commissioner Dawson.
Aye. Motion carries. Item number 5, board to consider approval of bank resolution. Brock Leeds, presenter.
Thank you, Madam President, members of the board. You'll see in front of you the bank resolution for consideration. This one happens to be with Bremer Bank. We do this annually as we have election of new officers. This is simply putting your now new president on the general checking account that we have at Bremer Bank. So we update these annually when we change officers.
I make a motion to approve the bank resolution as presented.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Any discussion? Dave, please pull the board.
Commissioner Griggs,
Aye.
Commissioner Morgan,
Aye.
Commissioner Deutsch,
Aye.
Commissioner Rosted,
Yes.
Commissioner Dawson.
Aye. Anyone with further business? Questions?
Move to adjourn.
So moved.